This is a Hot Pie Media original.
A stripper named the Pole Assassin. The Pole Assassin, a monkey, and trick-or-treaters. There you go. Larry Brown runs Larry Brown Sports. Very, very good site. You should check it out. And I don't know if you guys get credit for breaking this story, but you were the first that I read. So I don't know how anyone listening to me does not know this story, but you can go ahead and set it up. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate the intro. And stories do not get weirder than this one. And I think one of the weirdest parts about it was that Danny actually commented about it on social media.
Yeah,
what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it's usually after your monkey bites a child, it's a pretty good time to shut up. You know what?
Exactly. So basically what it comes down to is we find out that Danny Thomas, who is the significant other for Jeff Banks, the special teams coach at Texas, who's in his first year at Texas after being at Alabama.
And what a great weekend he had, too, by the way, Larry. He had a 4th and 11 blow up in his face. So if anybody needs to be bitten by a monkey, it should have been him. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I keep going. Set it all up.
So Jeff, he's got a significant other. It's been reported that either a girlfriend or they're married. So I'm just going to say significant other because I'm not 100% sure on that. But okay. Danny, I guess in a past life, was a stripper who went by the name Pole Assassin, was her stage name. And as part of her act, she used a monkey. Okay, so a monkey would accompany her on stage, would collect dollar bills, would be part of the act. And she literally legitimately has a pet monkey. And so Danny advertises on social media, this was on Saturday night, saying, I'm going to have a haunted house. Children and adults are welcome.
Yeah.
And then a tweet comes up on Monday. And the tweet says that I've heard the story that the pet monkey belonging to Texas special teams coach Jeff Banks attacked and did some damage to a young child at a Halloween party, and that they had to use something to forcibly remove the monkey from the child's body.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make it up. Crazy.
No.
And then, as if the story doesn't end there, Danielle, who deactivated her Twitter account, went and began defending herself and the allegations over Twitter. Yeah. And she even recorded a video and posted it to show in the video where her monkey was located to prove that the child had violated some rules and gone somewhere the child was not supposed to go. And so I think the crazy part is, I mean, the story just sounds so ridiculous. How could it possibly be true? And then you have her tweeting about it, basically confirming, it's true. And then on top of all that, I think just on its own, the story of a college football coach, a highly regarded college football coach, who is on Nick Saban's staff, who is now on Steve Sarkisian's staff, who's making 7 figures, that this is the first time on a national stage that we're learning that this guy may have left his wife and children to also be with a woman who was a stripper who had appeared on Jerry Springer to perform as a stripper, and that now that is his girlfriend. So I think those 2 separate elements alone are huge stories for fans. And then to have them collide for one story is just mind-blowing.
Yeah. Wow. Where to start? So it's you probably know this, but early this morning I saw where animal control obviously is investigating. I mean, look, I probably wouldn't be too happy if my kid came walking around from the side of the house and said, look at the blood. Well, how would happen? The monkey's biting me. I'm pretty certain I would call animal control. And so that's another part of this that makes it even more serious. And then you got this story that apparently this guy, the special teams coach, was, if not exactly been setting the world on fire for Texas, by the way, but that he is being considered to be the head coach at Washington State because the Washington State head coach ended up leaving because he refused to be vaccinated. But there's some catch that if he were to take the Washington State job, for whatever laws, sensible laws they might have in Washington, he can't bring the monkey. It's like, you got to leave the monkey behind or we're not hiring you.
So what's he going to do? How can he choose between a head coaching job and his significant other's monkey? She seems pretty attached to it, too. I don't think that's going to go well.
I didn't know the part about, so you're right. She goes to social media, which was just a disaster. I mean, you could not have had a worse idea. So she's essentially talking trash. These kids, trying to cover the whole thing up. But the monkey collected the money. Like, so if you go to see her strip, first of all, I don't know if I want to see the pole assassin. That's just not that much fun. And I mean the name. The monkey would get the money?
Hey, there were like videos and stuff that she posted that showed the monkey collecting dollar bills. You would hope that she was getting bigger bills than that, but no, monkey was holding all singles.
Wow. Okay. Do you feel sorry for this guy at all, this Banks guy? I mean, it wasn't his monkey.
Look, I think when you get together with a woman who goes by the name Pole Assassin, who keeps a pet monkey, and whose tweets are as illegible as hers are.
Oh, weren't they bad? I mean, why don't you tell people about some of these tweets were like it came from a stripper at 2 a.m. That's how bad they were.
Yeah, and I think you have all that going on, and it's only a matter of time before you get burned for it. So it's hard to feel badly.
Is there another? I haven't heard yet. Have we heard from? Again, and I don't know that it's not true. I mean, she went out of her way, as you said. The video, there's a sign here that says "Don't come in here," and she said the monkey was in its cage. 2 questions. One, at some point, someone floated the idea it's a support monkey. Now, can we dismiss that concept now since it was working with her as collecting dollars for stripping?
Well, look, I mean, she refers to it as her emotional support monkey. So I do not want to challenge her about the official designation about this pet. I mean, for all we know, she could have gone to an official pet place and gotten it approved in that manner. And not just is it supposedly her emotional support animal, but she did also say on Twitter in response to someone that her monkey was vaccinated. Yeah. And that is a very important step. This monkey was well taken care of, was not just any wild monkey off the street.
I saw that tweet. I think someone was kidding and said, hope the monkey was vaccinated. And she snapped at him and said, oh, it is. She was so proud of the health of that monkey. Where is the monkey now? Is he incarcerated? Do we know?
Behind monkey bars. I gotta think that the monkey's still in her possession, but with animal services in Austin coming around sniffing, that could become a problem. That monkey might not be long for the Banks residents.
Okay, I'm lost. Yeah, I'm lost. Lost on the whole thing. Lost on the Springer angle to this. Wait, what? What was that about?
So in 2017, I believe, she appeared on Jerry Springer and actually performed on the show just because she's that talented of a pole dancer.
Really? Okay.
And we know, I mean, for me, I was like, is this really the same woman? This can't be true. Okay. But there you had her appearing in a video on Jerry Springer to show everyone what she could do. Got a lot of applause. Yeah. People liked it. She did a good job.
Okay.
But after they tweeted the video out in 2017, she wrote back, "Thank you for having me." And it came from the exact same Twitter account that she used to tweet at Texas recruits and drop photos of her with Jeff. So it is indisputably the same account, same person. This is 4 years ago. She's stripping and performing on Jerry Springer. 4 years later, she's tweeting recruits as the better half of Jeff Banks, special teams coach. Can't make this stuff up.
Well, that's a new element. So is she okay? So there's that. Is she currently? Is she working right now? Are she and the monkey out performing on tour, or maybe in North Austin? I don't know wherever she strips. Is she currently stripping?
John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce in all 50 states, now in several retail outlets as well. So we're going to turn it over to the social media rock chef superstar, and we're going to walk through a few sauces and why you should buy. We've done beet heat. So we're second in line now for the tasting. Don't forget, everyone, go to atxhotsauce.com. So here we go.
All right. So this one is our smoked habanero 5-pepper. We smoke habaneros with ancho, pasilla.
Is that going to hurt?
This one? No,
Yeah.
This one's actually really, really good.
Okay.
This is like your traditional tapatilla, but without the vinegar in it, right? And because of that fermentation process that we've talked about all the time. This one is great on sandwiches, pizzas, things like that. Great on hot wings. I think you're going to really like this one too, especially the smoky flavor with the adobe chipotle and the smoked habaneros. We actually smoked the habaneros before we.
Does that go with the cab?
This would not go with the cab. This would go with the great Chenin Blanc, though.
I knew you were going to. I teed you up with that one.
Yeah, yeah.
That is good.
That's good. Isn't that good? It's just classic take. Well, it's a new take on a classic item. It's called smoked habanero 5-pepper.
All right, don't forget
One of my
ATX.
favorites.
Don't forget atxhotsauce.com.
You got to figure at this point that she's retired and put the act in the bag. You know, and if not anything else, the COVID restrictions had to have put a dent in her stripping game too, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't thought about that. Yeah, it's not a whole lot of dollars for the monkey to collect in the past year. Okay. The thing about she would tweet pictures of herself to recruits?
She was tweeting pictures of her with Jeff.
Okay.
But separately, she's tweeting at recruits from her account that she also used to promote herself as a stripper in the past. Same account.
Yeah.
And she was using it for both purposes. That's quite a transition, a 180 in just the span of a couple years.
Yeah, and so she would go by the pole assassin.
Yeah, and she still maintains that Instagram account. I mean, come on. You know, I could understand if she's selling baked goods and she's got that business on the side, but to maintain the pole assassin account while she's the significant other of a prominent college football coach, come on. You can't have that.
So I'm thinking about his angle to all this. Forget the year that Texas is having. Forget that they had not even arguably the worst fake punt of all time, the worst fake punt on 4th and 11 in organized football history, the dumbest idea in organized football history. Forget all that. I can't blame all that on him. So is the best course of action for him to just lay low and not say anything? I mean, is he really being considered for this? I mean, it's not a bad gig. I mean, it's his alma mater. I mean, being considered to be the head coach at Washington State. This has to make them pause for a few minutes.
I don't think this is the kind of situation you want to bring into the school, especially right after the situation they went through with Rolovich, which brought some negative attention to them. There's no way you can hire a guy whose significant other is the pole assassin. You just can't do it. And I remember a while ago, you remember when Rex Ryan was a head coach in the NFL, and they said there were like rumors out there that Rob Ryan, his twin brother, couldn't get a head coaching job. And one of the reasons had to do allegedly with his appearance, because he had the really long hair and just did not have the look of a head coach. You really think that this is going to go over well, having the pole assassin as your wife or girlfriend? The looks matter to these people who are doing the hiring, and that's not a great look for a representative of the university.
Well,
it's got to take them out of the running for some jobs here.
Yeah. Wow. Well, and you didn't even mention the monkey part. I mean, you got an attacking monkey. I mean, that's not cool.
Yeah, that's a problem. Next thing you know, they're going to wind up with Joe Exotic on a Netflix documentary. Can't have that.
So has anyone been able to confirm her defense, and that is, I mean, if we're really, first of all, owning a wild animal is just beyond idiotic. Okay, we got that much because stuff like this happens. But her defense, her quick defense, is there some truth to it? And that is, look, I'm out here handing out candy, although she said she had a haunted house. It's a very nice neighborhood, by the way. And is her defense legitimate? And that is, hey, look, I can have a monkey. I guess she legally owns the monkey. And, it's no different than if you go back in my backyard and I say, stay out of there, and you go back there, it's not my fault, kids. Can anyone confirm that she has some defense here?
I'm not a lawyer. I think we pretty clearly have established that one. I'm just an expert on pet monkeys.
and pole assassins.
and pole assassins. But I do believe that there is some legitimacy to this, that if she had a specific area roped off, fenced off, told people not to go back there, they were not welcome. And if you look at the setup in the video that she posted but deleted, which shows that someone would have actively tried to put their hand through a cage in order to really make contact with the monkey, I think a lot of it sets up for the culpability to be on the part of the person who may have approached the monkey. That's the way it seems. So, but she's still losing in the court of public opinion. Such an embarrassment.
Right. I get that. I'm just wondering about one. You've got to be able to legally own the monkey, and do we know that? I mean, I assume it's been around and it's been working, picking up dollar bills. So I assume that it's legal.
You got to figure that. And you know what? Look, this is nothing that a good old Auburn McDonald's fast food bag full of cash sliding across the table to the family can't fix. Okay? Let's be real here.
Yeah. But, at some level, when you try to get over all the sensational parts of it, you're thinking, okay, now wait a minute. Did somebody's kid really go back there? Did they really stick their hand in the cage? And if so, hey, look, it happens.
Yeah, it's somewhere you shouldn't have been, and in a place you definitely shouldn't have been putting your hands there if that is what happened.
You've been at this a while, correct?
Oh, yeah. We've been doing this since 2007, and let me tell you.
Okay.
This one's
you know what I'm going to ask? Come on, man. Go ahead, beat this story. Go ahead. I want to hear you beat this story.
Oh, this is right up there. It's got to be around number one because, I mean, like I said, on its own, an established college football coach, coaching for Nick Saban, coaching for Sarkisian, allegedly leaving his wife and kids for a stripper. That right there is that's huge. Right on its own. Then the pet monkey of a college coach biting a child on Halloween, a trick-or-treater, or a kid on Halloween, not on its own. Big story. Combine the two.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to beat this one. It really is.
Yeah. Well, the name, too, the pole assassin really threw me.
I know. That's right up there with Ron Mexico. I mean, that's going down.
Yeah, Ron Mexico. That was, the pole assassin.
Joey Freshwater's got nothing on this.
No, absolutely. The pole assassin. Like I said, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to break that one down too. That's too tough, too harsh, right? I mean, you don't really want to see a stripper that's that intense, do you? Or don't you want something just simple and fun and light and sexy?
Yeah, I don't really need the animal accessories when I'm going there. I don't want to have to worry about getting attacked. I'd rather make sure that I'm giving my dollar bills to someone with legitimate hands. A human. That's my preference, but you never know. Yeah. I mean, some people like variety.
Yeah. All right. Well, I would say what's next, but there can't be any next. It just can't be, right? There can't be another level, can there?
To me, the headline I'm waiting for is that Banks is no longer with the program. I'm surprised it's lasted this long.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that one. Yeah, it's tough. It's a bad look at a bad time, and if things were great for them, you could almost look the other way, but things are not great for them, and that Saturday was really, really bad for them on 4th and 11, and it's a bad look. It's a bad weekend for that guy and his monkey. So is he friendly with the
No.
monkey? Are there pictures of him and the monkey? Does he, like you date someone, and even though you don't like cats, you kind of have to like the cat. So is that what's happened here? There's pictures, selfies with him and the monkey?
I mean, Pole Assassin was very clear that the monkey belonged to her, and don't blame Jeff.
Okay.
So I don't know. It could be the whole pet cat deal. I mean, we've all been there before. We all understand what it is. You put up with a lot when you're in love. So, I think that could be the case here for old Jeff.
Yeah.
But, to lay down an ultimatum that it's me or the monkey, I just can't see that coming from him at this point.
Yeah.
She's, way too attached to this.
You think he had a couple beers with some buddies, and they said, Jeff, you got to go, man. You got to leave her. And he says, I'm not leaving her and the monkey. No way. I love them both. I'm hanging in there.
The commitment's too deep.
Yeah.
And I think, what does it show recruits? If you're leaving Danny over the pet monkey bite, what does it show recruits? You're just going to drop them the minute they miss a field goal. You're going to cut them from the program. I mean, he has to show that he's a man of commitment.
Yeah. I haven't thought of that angle either. Okay, good point. And an animal lover, too. Can't hate animals and recruit.
Right.
Well, Larry, it's great stuff. Good work. I can only hope for you and the rest of us in this business we can find more stories like this, but I think they're spaced out over about a decade period.
Just every once in a while, the skies part and the touchdown gods bless us with these amazing stories. And this just happened to be one of those years. What can we say?
Yeah. All about 6 miles from where I'm sitting right now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
To think that there are pet monkeys on the loose there.
Yeah. It's rethinking the neighborhood association now. You think they may have snapped to this sooner or later? I mean, there's not a house in that neighborhood for probably less than 600. I would think the neighborhood association might have stepped in at some point and said, Assassin, no monkeys. It's right here in black and white. No monkeys.
I know. And now people who've got steers, alligators, who knows what living in their backyard, they got to be worried. Who knows what's going to happen?
All right, Larry, good talking to you, man. Good stuff.
All right, Jeff. Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
From the Hot Pie Media Studios in Austin, Texas, it's the Jeff Ward Show. Listen at jeffwardshow.com.